Public records and court documents indicate that David Michael Rose, the current president of the Lake Havasu Unified School District, LHUSD, governing board, has a history of criminal convictions in Kentucky that render him ineligible to hold elected office if he did not petition the Superior Court to have his rights restored in Arizona.
I, David Rose, am officially announcing my candidacy this evening for the Arizona House of Representatives for 2026.
Have you ever had any bills or debts turned over to a collection agency?
Well, I did.
As a pastor, school board president, and community leader, I've spent time standing up for faith, family, and freedom.
His earlier history appears to show a 2004 warrant for offenses in Pinellas County, Florida, and a 2005 theft charge in Hamilton County, Ohio. Kentucky court archives and investigative news reports document multiple misdemeanor and felony counts, arrests, and convictions for David Rose in Jefferson County. In 2011, Rose was convicted of theft by deception, a Class D felony, and sentenced to incarceration. In 2013, after skipping court on 3 felony charges related to bad checks and theft, he was classified as a fugitive, and a nationwide warrant was issued for his arrest. Following his release from prison the second time, Rose resurfaced in a dramatically different role as a religious leader, having obtained a theology certificate from World Bible School University, an online school that is tied only to a P.O. box. Rose moved to Arizona in 2020 along with his wife Crystal, and they founded the Restoration Hope Church in Lake Havasu City, where he ran for and won a seat on the LHUSD board in 2024. Although his felonious past surfaced during the campaign, it was largely downplayed, and nobody legally challenged his eligibility to vote or hold office. Arizona court records show no evidence that Rose followed state statutes and petitioned the court for an order restoring his rights in AZ, a requirement for out-of-state felons, even if their rights were restored in another state, per an Arizona Court of Appeals ruling in State v. Prince. Rose was publicly asked for a copy of an applicable court order, but has failed to provide one. Even Rose's current tenure as school board president is not without controversy. In May of this year, Rose made Havasu News headlines for a leaked audio recording of him deriding educators whose advocates spoke out during call to the public segments at board meetings. He reportedly suggested putting staff on a separation list. Rose acknowledged the recording was genuine, but claimed his statements were taken out of context.
But we're not, so I guess there was an email that went out to parents from Starline that, show up to the board meeting. And so I let Mrs. Socker know, I'm going to have a problem with her if I have parents show up and we're not using the board to scream and kick and get our way. We're not doing that. There are certain administrators, and Jamie Festo did it too, that I'll just pack out the board meeting. We're not going to do that because I'll just put you on the separation list if that's the game you want to play. Like, you can move on down the road.
Havasu News reported that the LHUSD had withheld emails from a public records request submitted in June of this year. The request also covered communications with top Lake Havasu city officials, like Mayor Cal Sheehy and Representative Leo Biasucci. By last month, LHUSD finally provided some files, but they were essentially low-value documents, and over 70 remain redacted or undisclosed, justified by the district under exemptions for confidentiality, privacy, or the best interest of the district. The newspaper's attorney warned of a potential Superior Court special action to compel full release, a remedy for wrongful withholding, but nothing has been filed thus far. Davis Rose may have more legal woes. Recent filings in the Lake Havasu City Justice Court showed 2 separate actions filed against him by LVNV Funding LLC and Velocity Investments LLC, companies that purchase bad debts from debt collection agencies.
Have you ever had any bills or debts turned over to a collection agency?
Well, I did.
The Arizona Corporations Commission shows failures to file financial reports for an LLC tied to Rose. The rabbit hole on Pastor David Rose is deep. It is speculated that a criminal complaint may be filed against him for holding office and voting without being eligible, and his candidacy is likely to be challenged in court.
What you posted and what you're in turn encouraging and perpetuating is a climate and culture of hate. It's despicable and indefensible for anyone to speak with such callousness, let alone a supposed man of God, but most importantly, for our purposes here, the president of a school board.
District 30 here locally, to be our representative in the assembly, a man by the name of David Rose. Local journalist here, Jennifer Esposito in the Mohave Free Press has written about this man extensively. He's a convicted criminal. He did serve his time and all that, but he also claims to be a preacher of the gospel. He has a church. He's a pastor in a church down in Lake Havasu. He's on Lake Havasu City school board. Well, he wants to be in the assembly. I've tried to have a dialogue with this man since he claims to be a Christian. He has the endorsement of John Gillette, the outgoing representative, who said in spring of 2024, and I quote, "I support every effort by Israel to drive Gaza into the sea." Well,
God didn't create the church so we could gather in a building and worship on Sunday and during the week, one night a week, and do nothing else. The purpose of the church is to do what the government is doing right now, and that is helping people in need. It's not the government's job, it's the job of the living church. It is time we take our position. If we're going to make a difference in the lives of people.
I won't bow to special interest. I'll fight every day for Arizona's families, farmers, and freedoms.
I've spent time standing up for faith, family, and freedom.
Have you ever had any bills or debts turned over to a collection agency?
Well, I did.
These people live among us. They hide in plain sight. And that's what you have to pay attention to. And you've got to be affirmative in getting them out of your life.